Welcome. This is Bushcraft family here. I missed Monday's morning talk. Um, we had Mondays is we have trash come through here, and I do live in the city, so we have to worry about that kind of stuff. But not only did the trash take extra long, because usually they come like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. So that leaves me like 7, 8 o'clock. I can come out here and do my morning talk. Well, they decided that they were going to be late, and that was fine. So I started coming out here, got my coffee, sat down, and here comes the street cleaners. Oh, and then there are people picking up the leaves or sucking them up off the curbs or whatever it's called. So I went inside, started doing some work in the house, and kind of done away with the morning talk. It was not morning talk anymore. So yeah, that's the reason we didn't have morning talk. um, it is a little windy. It's raining out right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Beside the heater from the next door neighbor. Um, Today I was going to want to talk about prepping. You get a lot of people um, kind of putting the preppers down. Oh, you guys are crazy. You doomsday people. You think the world's going to come to an end and you need food to survive. Well, kind of true, but I mean, what's the harm of preparing yourself for stuff? Like come here, what was it, March, April ish, when everything closed down except for the grocery stores. Well, the thing was, um, everybody freaked out and went out and bought a bunch of stuff. Then what happened? All the shelves were empty. So the person that didn't get in there first to freak out and buy 30 things of toilet paper so they wouldn't run out for 10 years. Well, you're left there needing to wipe your bum with toilet paper or uh, coffee filters or something like that. Um, but the same thing goes for food, though. Like, what happens if we have another shutdown and this time we're already short on food? The stores and say, oh no, we got plenty of food. But I know for a fact that that's not true. Yes, they have a stockpile at the grocery store at Walmart right now. But what happens when that stockpile's gone? You go to a store to get some food, they don't have any. Um, then you go to your food banks and they don't have any food. What are you going to do? Most people are not going to be able to go out and get stuff off the land. Like I've said before, I know from growing up with my grandpa and stuff. I still remember some of the stuff that we used to do. Um, we used to set um, trap lines and stuff like that. And some of the stuff that he used to do, I'm sorry, the wind's coming by. I hope it don't knock my little tripod over. Um, and we used to get meat like that. Now, some might freak out, oh my God, you ate that kind of food and stuff like that. To me, that's the only thing I knew. And that, it was good. Filled my belly. It was good stuff. And we didn't have when I lived with my grandpa, we didn't have electricity, didn't have running water. Um, I still remember freezing my bum off, running out to the old outhouse and using the bathroom. Remember how much of a pain it was. I used to complain about going out and pulling water out of the well. Um, and that's all. He never lived any other way, and that's all I knew at that time was that kind of living. So um, we he would prepare all all spring and summer. He would can all this vegetables and stuff. He had a big old garden. We used to go out there. I used to love his gardens. Um, make tomato sauce and whatnot. And he had an old grinder on the end of his counter. He would grind up whatever meat. It could be raccoon, and I don't ever remember possum, but everybody always says possum, but deer meat and stuff like that. And I'm not sure if people know what a grouse is. We used to have those quite a bit, um, but yeah, that that stuff, they used to do that back in their day, and now people freak out when you say you're a prepper. You prep for something that bad's going to happen. You're always living negative, and I don't think it's being negative. I think it's being positive, preparing for something that might just happen. And with the B word, I noticed I'm having to censor some of the stuff I say because one of the videos I talked about was my Walmart running out of food. And I talked about the B word. And I got a bunch of views on it, and then all of a sudden, bam, all the views stopped. And I think, even though I'm not monetized yet, I think that they're starting to censor me, so I have to be careful what I say. So, which is unfortunate that, sorry about the loud car, unfortunate that that would happen. But it is what it is, I guess. So, but like I said with the prepping, I don't think it's it's a bad it's a bad thing. Like people say that you're horrible, that you're wanting things to happen bad. No, we don't want bad things to happen. To say, oh, I told you so. That's why I'm a prepper. No, it's just just in case. I mean, it's always good to prepare. Um, like the other day, I went and because I got called out to make a bucket challenge, a prepper bucket challenge. So I went out and got me a bucket, and while I was out, I got a couple 5-gallon jugs so I could put water in. And the girl asked me why did I get so many of them jugs. I said I'm putting water in it in case, God forbid, something happened and the power goes off. And why would the power go off? I said, well, you never know. There's possibilities, and she says, why are you getting water jugs for the power to go off? You still have water. I said, yeah, but what happens when the power does go off? The water, they have generators that keep that going, but what happens when them generators run out of water or run out of gas? They're not going to keep them going forever. Then you don't have any more water. what are you going to drink? Oh, go to the store and get some water. I said, there ain't no power. They're not going to run a store. Everything's on credit cards nowadays. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I said, you realize that you can't you can't live that long without water. I said, you can go weeks without food, but you can't go days without water. You just die. And, well, I guess that's a good idea. Won't the water go bad if you put it in the jugs? And I said, it might, but you just put a few drops of bleach in the water and it sterilizes it. Oh, good idea. Well, that's being a prepper. You prepare for that stuff in case that happens. And a lot of times you see that people make fun of you because you prep, and I just don't get it. It's when did prepping become such a bad thing, a negative thing? Sure, I have a bunch of food. Well, I don't say I have a bunch of food. I have some food that lasts long on the shelf, and I have it put up in in boxes or in shelves and stuff. That way, if something does happen, then I have it, and then I mark it a date to when most of the stuff goes bad, or supposedly goes bad, when you're supposed to buy it by. And I'll go and eat that food and then put fresh food in. Now, being in the city, it's a different thing. Like I said before, I have issues with people, neighbors. I try to be peaceful and not getting too much of conflicts. So, not saying that this neighbor or that neighbor or whatever poisoned my food, but one day when I had my garden out, I go out and I had some pretty good sized zucchini. I go out there and I see white, a whitish powder, not so much powder, but it looks like something was poured all over the top of my plants. And that doesn't usually happen in nature. So I chalked it up to don't eat that food, or don't eat the zucchini and stuff. So after that, I stopped doing a garden. I do little bucket things on the side of my house where I can see, but other than that, I don't do a big garden because of that, because I can't trust the neighbors. And like I said before, I'm wanting to fix the house up, sell it, and I'm wanting to move down south. Anywhere from Oklahoma to Tennessee, in that range. I don't want to go real far to where I have to worry about hurricanes that seem to happen a lot nowadays. I mean, I know YouTubers down in Alabama that's been hit really hard. Soon as they get things repaired, boom, there's another hurricane that comes through and they have to do it again. But yeah, I like Arkansas, Tennessee, Oklahoma. That's my range where I would like to go. My daughter lives in Georgia, which is not bad, but I think I want a little bit higher up to where it's. Oh, I just like the weather in that range where Tennessee and Arkansas and Oklahoma is. And like I said before, my son's stationed in Oklahoma, so that would be better. Somewhere in that range where I could visit both my kids down there, and I do have kids up in Ohio too, but they have their big families and stuff, and they've already had their homes. And like I said, down there, if I get a big enough property, then I could tell them to come build a home or put an not RV, but a mobile home or something on the property, and share the property, and we can have our animals and their whole family together and whatnot. And my daughter was looking forward to it, and that's good. And my son, which is even better, because if my son goes in on it with me, he's being in the military, there's no down payments. Woohoo! But yeah, with the prepper thing, I don't think there's why put down somebody that's preparing for something, even though it may never happen. Never happen. It's not like all that stuff is going to waste. I mean, you could keep it for camping or stuff like that. I mean, there's stuff that happens all the time that you're not prepared for. Water main breaks in your house and you can't afford to get it fixed, like boom, right like that. You have water in a jug that you can drink out of and stuff. Why is that bad? I don't get it. You guys tell me what you think. I'm going to go ahead, and I've kept you long enough. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I don't say I don't like the Thanksgiving where you have to say happy holidays. It's Thanksgiving. I mean, if you're not from America and you're from another country or something, I understand. But it's still a day that you can give thanks. You don't have to be from America. You can say, I'm thankful for this or thankful for that. That's what it's about. But happy Thanksgiving. God bless, and we'll catch you in the next one.